SivaSutra 1.4 jnanadhisthanam matrika. Mātṛkā, the power of sound inherent in the letters of the alphabet, is the source of limited knowledge. When Paraśakti, who is also called as the Chitti Bhagavati, the universal consciousness, limits herself, she manifests in the form of Mātṛkā, the group of letters or sound-syllables. Mātṛkā is the cause of one's pain and pleasure. All the thoughts and feelings that arise in the mind, happiness and unhappiness, desire, agitation, love, expectation and jealousy are the work of Mātṛkā. Neither language nor terminology, nor poetry, nor scriptures, no words of praise and blame can pass beyond the world of letters. Mātṛkā arises in the heart from the inner speech. There are 4 levels of speech corresponding to the 4 bodies. Everyone is aware of the speech of the tongue. It is called vaikharī and corresponds to the gross body. With the subtle intellect, one can also know the 2nd level of speech, which is in the throat. There, words have taken form but have not yet emerged. This level is called madhyamā and corresponds to the subtle body. At a deeper level, words exist in the heart. This is the 3rd level of speech, paśyantī, which corresponds to the causal body. Here, words are hidden, and what arises at this level is Mātṛkā. Beneath this level is a 4th level, parā, which corresponds to the supracausal body. Some say that parā is in the navel region, but in actuality, the subtlest level of speech pervades everywhere. Since it is all-pervading, it can be known anywhere. Mātṛkā has its source in the parā level. Letters combine to form a word. For example, mango becomes mango. Each word has its own meaning. The meaning creates its own image, and that image has its own feeling. Whenever an image is created in the mind, one experiences an emotion, whether it is happiness or unhappiness, friendship or enmity. For example, if I call someone a fool, the letters come together and compose words. The words compose a sentence. The sentence has its own meaning, and the meaning creates its own image. When I utter the sentence, "That girl is a fool," it strikes her, and a painful and angry feeling arises in her mind. Mātṛkā creates infinite images. If one doesn't identify with the images or their objects, one doesn't experience suffering. Mātṛkā is the source not only of our pain and pleasure, but of this entire universe. This world has arisen from the sound syllables of the Sanskrit alphabet, which are nothing but Mātṛkā. Just as it creates the outer world, Mātṛkā creates infinite inner worlds. Different feelings arise in the heart, and the individual soul keeps moving among these feelings throughout its life, experiencing pain and pleasure. Day and night, the Mātṛkā Shakti creates these things within us. Even when we sleep, it doesn't sleep. It is alive even in the savikalpa state of samadhi. The samadhi with thought, it dies only when one attains a state of thoughtlessness, that is nirvikalpa samadhi. Mātṛkā is the source of the 3 malas, the impurities that cause knowledge to become contracted. Due to anavamala, one feels imperfect. Due to madhyamā, one becomes lost in duality. And due to karmamala, one becomes caught up in the fruit of one's good and bad actions. Instead of understanding that one is the self, one understands oneself to be a mere human being. One feels, I'm a man, I'm a priest, I am a woman, I am thin, and in this way one makes oneself small. In the inner space, Mātṛkā Shakti creates letters and one experiences them. One begins to dwell in them. One becomes infatuated with them, and as a result, one performs actions in this world. This is worldliness. However, just as Mātṛkā helps us to contract, it also helps us to expand ourselves. The moment one understands the Mātṛkā Shakti and its work, one is no longer a human being. When the Mātṛkā Shakti expands within, in this very body, one becomes Shiva. Sit quietly and watch the play of the Mātṛkā Shakti. Watch how the Mātṛkā gives rise to letters, how the letters compose words, how the meaning of the words creates images in the mind. Watch how you become involved in these images. The yogi pursues Mātṛkā Shakti. He watches it and makes it steady. He brings it under his control. He manipulates it in any way he likes. He turns evil thoughts into good thoughts. The Mātṛkā Shakti works according to his will. Such a yogi is called a conqueror of the senses. One who understands the play of Mātṛkā Shakti and makes it still rises above pain and pleasure. One cannot attain peace as long as he is driven by the play of the Mātṛkā Shakti. For this reason, one has to practice yoga. Through yoga, the movements of this mind are stilled and the power of Mātṛkā is overcome.